Well, it was a great all-star weekend for Chris Bosch going back home, putting on a show for the hometown crowd, but now that's over and done with. Back here with his Toronto Raptors teammates, time now to keep the pace going as they have won 8 straight here at home, 3 in a row in general as they sit 5th right now, poised to make the playoffs. Welcome back to Gate 5 Live, and we have a special guest, as mentioned, first ever Iranian Heritage Night here at the Air Canada Centre, and joining me is Karan, a former national player for the Iranian basketball team, and you've got to take me back to when you first started to fall in love with basketball, because in Iran, as you mentioned, soccer was the sport.
You know, my first love of the basketball was it started with 2 pieces of posters. A poster of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Patrick Ewing. Actually, my uncle brought those posters from the States for me when I was 12 years old. And I used to sit behind my desk for hours and stare at these 2 posters. And that was a defining moment. I decided I want to be a basketball player.
And how did you find the country kind of accepted basketball over the years? Was there a turning point where all of a sudden more games were seen? Was it the Bird Magic era? Was it the Jordan era? What time was it? You
know, basketball is not a new game to Iranians. Iranians are playing basketball for the last, say, 75 years. And but there was a couple of moments in Iran's basketball that the old players was able to show their capabilities in a world stages. Like Iran played in Summer Olympics in London in 1948, but since then we didn't have a big momentum going on until the past 10 years.
How have you seen the love of the game evolve? I mean, as you mentioned, the country was in the Olympics in 1948, but then also made another appearance in 2008. So when you look at 48 and 2008, did the love grow, and how much so?
Actually, 10 years ago, there were like a couple of factors, a couple of socio-economical factors that converged together that make this new momentum of basketball. First, the advent of the first professional Super League of basketball in Iran. Now, the first time in Iran's basketball history, Iranians are paid to play basketball. And the other thing is new media. The role of new media, internet and satellite TV actually grow the awareness of basketball for Iranians, and relatively stable basketball organization in Iran for the last 10 years helped Iranian basketball to turn the corner around.
And it always helps when you have a face, of course, Karan, that you can start to rally yourself around. Ahmed Haddadi, for a lot of people, is that being drafted with the NBA.
Yeah, Ahmed Haddadi, actually, he materialized the dream of many Iranian young basketball player like me. I dreamt play in NBA and even watch an NBA game. Now we have an Iranian player plays in NBA, and probably most of the people who follow basketball knows that there's an up and coming Iranian basketball player, Arsalan Kazemi. He's right now playing for University of Rice, and he's making all sorts of excellent numbers, and we're looking at him as a young as an Iranian version of Yao Ming for our community.
Yeah, that's a pretty high staple. Let's say he can be Yao Ming. You honestly think he's got all the skills to be a real star in the NBA?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he has to work on his athleticism and body, but with the experience of NCAA first division, hopes are definitely high for him.
That'd be quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, so huge when you do have somebody from your country playing for a team, and also the appreciation grows. I know when Andrea Bargnani came to the Raptors, all my relatives in Italy were calling, wanting his jersey. But finally, before you go, another huge accomplishment that the team, the Iran national team, will be in 2010 World Championship. Will be in Turkey.
Actually, it's probably the highest accomplishment that Iran men's team was able to accomplish, was qualifying a spot in 2010 World Championship in Turkey, and I'm so happy that Iran is playing there, and no matter what the result's going to be, that is going to be a very huge window for Iran's basketball to the world.
Well, exactly. That's what, right now, in spirit of the Olympics, just by getting there is such a huge accomplishment. So a huge accomplishment for Iran to be at the 2010 FIBA World Championships. Karan, a former player on the national Iran team, was joining us here on Gate 5 Live. For more on that, you can go on Raptors.com. A great article there for the love of basketball is fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us here. Before we head to break, we go to Kat with On the Dot.
Thanks, Andy. Hey,